Hi everyone, so I'm Richard Buchanan and I'm a therapist with Fellow Progress. Today we're diving into something that can feel like a bit of a maze, and that's finding the right therapist for you. Don't worry, I've been there. Before I was a therapist, I was in your shoes trying to navigate the alphabet soup of therapeutic options. So I want to kick things off with 3 really important questions to ask yourself. And as we go through this video, trust me, keeping these in mind will make your search a lot clearer and a lot easier. So first up, the first question: what do I truly need from therapy? Now it sounds simple, but really think about it, right? Are you looking to manage anxiety, work through some old trauma, or just need someone who gets what you're going through? Knowing what you're looking for is like having a map in that maze. It gives you direction. So next, what type of therapist would I feel most comfortable opening up to? Picture this. You're sitting across from someone, you're ready to have a really open and vulnerable conversation. Who do you see? Are they warm and nurturing, or maybe more direct and to the point? Do you care if they're older, younger, or share cultural background? You see, comfort is key here, and I think without it, progress can be quite tough. And lastly, an important question is, how will I know when I've found the right therapist? Right, think of this as your gut check moment. Will you feel a sense of relief after the first session? Will you look forward to the next appointment? Now, these are good signs that you found someone who is a great fit for you. So let's tackle the first big question of 2024. Why is it so hard to find the right therapist? You see, it's not just about finding someone with the right qualifications. It's about finding someone who clicks with you on a human level. And as a result, the options can be overwhelming. They were for me. And figuring out their methods, approaches, and whether or not they're the right personality match. It's like doing a Rubik's Cube in a wind tunnel. Here's something crucial to keep in mind when you're thinking about therapy, and it's connection, right? There's this thing called the Therapeutic Alliance, which is just a fancy way of saying how well you and your therapist connect with each other. But there's a study done in 2019 that showed a stronger connection with your therapist actually leads to better therapeutic outcomes. It's a really important aspect of your therapeutic journey. So finding the right therapist is like finding the right dance partner, right? You need to be in sync for it to really work. And when it works incredibly well. So look, most people start their search with good old Google. I did too. I typed in, therapist near me, and boom, I was hit with a tsunami of options. And the first thing that pops up are the ads. And you might be tempted to skip them. But hang on for a second. Sometimes the therapist advertising, they're really passionate about their work. So don't disregard them. It's like shopping for anything online, right? Just because it's advertised, it doesn't mean that it's not very good. Google is great, but it can also create a lot of confusion too. So many accreditations, approaches, and profiles to sift through. Remember, this is where our first question comes in. What do I truly need from therapy? And I want you to use that to start narrowing down your options. After a while, most people then turn to family and friends for recommendations. These can be gold. They can really help you create a short list, and this is really important. Remember our second question, right? What type of therapist would I feel most comfortable opening up to? And just because your best friend swears by their therapist, it doesn't mean they're going to be the right fit for you. It's an extremely personal choice. So really take the time to invest in what you're looking for, not just what other people say is good. And look, if you're a bit more private about this, or you don't want to go down the recommendation route, online directories and platforms are your best friend, right? These are like, I guess, Tinder for therapy, for want of a better kind of idea. You can scroll through profiles, you can read the reviews, and you can see what clicks. You can read accreditations and get a good idea of what's out there. Again, keep our questions in mind as you do this. So, you've got to your shortlist, maybe 5 or 6 therapists. And this is where our third question really comes into play. How will I know I've found the right therapist? Well, the answer, intro calls. I want you to use this time to really feel out the vibe. Ask tough questions and see if you can picture yourself really opening up to this person. Their answers and the way they respond to you. That's how it's going to be in therapy, right? So you want to be able to ask them anything you can. An intro conversation isn't a commitment, it's an opportunity to meet and to speak. don't shy away from asking tough questions, right? This is your mental health we're talking about, so it's totally okay to be picky. I want you to consider things like demographics, gender, age, race, religion, and also specialization. If you're dealing with anxiety, for example, you want someone who really gets it. Look, all therapists have great training, but experience is really important. I work with a lot of creative people because I've been in the creative world, and I get the unique stresses that come with that business. And also it can fast track your progress because you won't have to spend time explaining the basics of your issue. Okay, so let's talk about accreditations for a second. They can seem like an alphabet soup. It's a lot. And while these are important, what really matters is whether you feel a strong connection with the person. And if you do, great. And if you're confused by all the letters after their name, well, just ask them. Trust me, they'll be happy to explain for you. Lastly, remember, and this is really important as well, it's okay if it doesn't work out with the first, second, third, fourth, or even fifth therapist you try. Now, like I said before, therapy is like friend dating. Sometimes it takes a few tries to find that special one. And if after a few sessions you're not feeling it, well, it's perfectly fine to move on. You're in control here, and your therapist's job is to support you, not the other way around. All right, so I hope this video has given you some clarity on choosing a therapist and understanding how to get the most out of this process. But remember, this guide is just to help you get started. Nothing replaces real therapy. So if you have any questions or you need more guidance, then please drop me a comment below. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Well, look, thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, be well, and good luck on your search for a therapist.